All right. Oh my word, my battery. Hey. Ooh. People, as you can see, my battery. Mm-mm. Anyways, welcome again, people, to MG Sports TV. As soon as the battery gone, you know what? Let me go and catch a battery from no people. So I'm here. I have it. I have it. So as soon as it goes, definitely I will get that. I will get that sorted out. So, so apparently, people, we are now in the semi-finals of the FIFA 2022 Qatar World Cup, or the Qatar 2022 World Cup, FIFA Qatar 2022. Anyways, whatever direction you want to turn or spin it, it doesn't really matter. But we are in the stage. We're in the final stages of the World Cup, and it's really, really interesting to see what is happening in this World Cup. It's very, very interesting to see. And this is one of the World Cup, I would say, for sure, people, is definitely a surprising one. A lot of surprising results. Quite a lot of things happening, per se. But I do believe that the general mass would have been enjoying this World Cup. For me, I'm enjoying it. It has been a eye opener for me in many, many different aspects, and it's important for us to learn. It's very important for us to learn different things surrounding football. It's very, very important for us to learn that different things surrounding football, aspects, variables, things that affects football that a lot of people don't know. I.e., that is the reason I'm doing this video. I'm going to explain some stuff to a lot of people. And the reason why I'm going to explain these aspects is because when I predicted some of these exits, people are saying that, hey, you don't know nothing about football. People are saying because more people are gravitating towards their personal, their emotional feelings of particular teams more ever than genuine support or genuine unknowing football and what is happening in the world of football. And I'm going to explain a lot of that to you guys. I'm definitely going to explain a lot of that to you guys and give you guys a better insight in how to look at certain aspects of football in entirety. Now, I'm a France supporter, and I'm, for one, still not 100% confident that we might take this World Cup. Why is that so? We have already seen the major upsets that are taking place. Yesterday, we were one free penalty kick away from going to penalty shootout, in which it might go 50-50 between us and England. It was very, very, I would say, close. It was a really, really close game. But these are aspects in which, in football, that we have to take into consideration, and we don't generally do that. We don't do that. We more go for a more emotional approach, somewhat in which we can say, boy, this is how we're going to look at, this is how we're going to approach it. And I do believe that is where we're going wrong. I strongly believe that is where we're going wrong. And that's the reason why there's so much persons upset about certain results. And for one, it's okay. If you understand what is happening, it's surely okay. It's surely okay in that aspect. The problem is this now, is that when you move away from rational to just the emotional aspects, that's where the problem lies. Now, we are going to be looking at all the teams that have made early exit in the World Cup. Would it fair to say early? Is it really fair to say early? I'm not sure, but anyway, let me see if I can bring up something here. So I'm going to go over my Twitter and bring up. So we're going to start off. We're going to actually run through the quarterfinal stages. That's the aspect where we're going to look at the quarterfinal stages, what happened in the quarterfinal stages, and some things that we should have looked at before even make certain judgment. Let me bring up. Let me see if I can. All right. So. Good. All right, so I'm bringing it up, people. You guys, I'm bringing it up right now. So Qatar World Cup quarterfinal schedule. So this is the quarterfinal schedule, people. This is what the quarterfinal schedule looks like. As you can see me here to your right, or I think it's the right of the screen. Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. I'm right here, people. Most definitely. One in which I would say, let me bring myself just a bit above it. Good. So this is the quarterfinals setup, people. The Qatar quarterfinal setup, and there are many aspects of this quarterfinal that I want people to look at, and I want people to understand how football is actually operating. Now, yes, even in my perspective, quite of the results were very, very surprising in all aspects. It's very surprising, but that is football. Rasta said Brazil won the World Cup of dancing, Spain won the World Cup of passing, and England won the World Cup of hype, of coming home. They won the World Cup of coming home, man. I would say England won the World Cup of coming home. And it's still coming home. It's still coming home. Stretch Simple said, Argentina all day. Big up. Massive respect, my bro. Guys, as a communist, please do smash the like button. I would really appreciate it if you do so. It actually helps the channel. It brings out the visibility in the video, so a lot more people can see what is actually happening. Now, I'm actually looking at some. This is very, very interesting. Really, really interesting. Anyways, let's get to it, people. Let's get to it. Let's start off with the first game. I think the first match was, I think it was Brazil versus Croatia. Yes, that was the first game, people. Brazil versus Croatia. No, when I saw this match, I'm like, this is actually one of the worst team Brazil could have won to play or could have gotten in their zone. That's what I said. Why? Why is that so? Now, a lot of people are saying that Brazil came into the World Cup as favorites. In my perspective, on a holistic sense, it would be difficult for me to look at Brazil as the favorites, and they are not the most informed team going to the World Cup. You have to factor in the most informed team going to the World Cup. The reason why Brazil was the favorites is because of points ranking by FIFA. That's games win, rank up points, and that's what, because they were ranking number 1. And that is the reason why they would have went into the competition as favorites of the competition, which is definitely understandable, really, really understandable. But let's have a different perspective of what is happening here, people. Their pointing system is significantly high, yes, but if you should look at their run of form leading up to the World Cup, it's not the best run of form. They don't have the best run of form going into the World Cup. Now, when you look at names on paper, they did have a quality team based on names on paper. But names that we all know, names on paper don't necessarily equate to what we see on the pitch. That is football. That is how football is. Now, let's look at this now. Croatia. Last World Cup, Croatia was actually in the final, which means that for sure, this Croatian team, they know how to play these competitions. From the first minute of the game, Croatia looks to be heading towards, looks to be playing a controlled, composed game. Not allowing the game to be stretched, not allowing Brazil to have their own way. So they control the game from the midfield. Croatia have one of the best midfield in the World Cup. They're one of the best in the World Cup. So what they do, Croatia, they dominate the midfield. Limit Brazil time on the ball. Limit the whole samba. Limit the opportunity to create 1v1 situation. They limit that as best as possible. Now they have a left back who's doing a lot of work. Can't remember his name. Very good left back. Really, really good left back. That is how Croatia control the game between them and Brazil. They control the game. They really, really put Brazil in a box and keep them at bay and how they wanted them to play. Yes, Brazil created quite a few chances. Nevertheless, Croatia didn't create much chances, but they were still in control of the game. If you look at the game state, most of the football that was played in the midfield. They were played in the midfield. That's how the ranking system, that's how Croatia was playing the game. So they were utilizing Brazil have a good midfield, but not one like Croatia. Not how Croatia play. Brazil is a more of a transition team, catch you on the counter, rip your apart, 1-2, tiki taka, turn there. A bit of fanciness. They didn't allow Brazil to operate in that sense. And what the Croatia team did, they stretched the game as long as possible, keeping it as close as possible from minute 1 to the 90th minute, straight on to the 128th minute. Now, when the game entered extra time, Croatia knew that the experience that they had could be vital in the penalty shootout. Look at the first player that Brazil put out. The first player that Brazil put out to kick the penalty, Rodrigo. A youngster. This is his first time in a World Cup competition. He didn't even play much minutes on the pitch as well. But he's the first name out to kick. Nervous, nerve-wracking. He couldn't contain himself. Hit the post. Now, at that point in time, for sure, Croatia would say, okay, let's use some experience. Let's use some knowledge. People, one of the worst things you can do as a team that is taking penalty is turn your back towards what is happening. One of the worst things. What that does, that shows a level of fear. That shows a sense of disbelief, that you don't believe that your team can get it done. And when you look at the Croatian players versus the Brazilian players looks as if they turn their back. Some of the players turn their back. They couldn't even look because they just couldn't stomach it. It was just bigger than them. When you look at the Croatian players, they steadfast looking at what's happening because they know that they have the experience. They are one of the most experienced team in the competition. Basically, some of the same players from the last World Cup campaign are here in this Croatia team. So they know what to expect. Look at it. Half-time break. Who was taking some of the team talk? Magic. Full-time break. Who was doing the team talk? Magic. Half-time at the extra time. Who was taking team talk? Magic. Full-time in going to penalty shootout. Who was doing team talk? Luka Magic. He was the one because he knows. Look at the Brazil, they're still looking towards the coach for affirmation, for instruction. When truth and fact, Croatia are fixing things on the pitch whilst the game is playing. That's all the Croatian, that's the experience of the Croatian team. They see it on the field and they can fix it. When you have a team that can fix things on the pitch, that tells a lot about your team. It means that they don't have to wait on the coach to fix it. And they know if something is going wrong, and they know if the coach is going wrong, they can fix it themselves. That is actually a superior team. So, in my aspect, I definitely thought that Croatia would have gone through. I predicted Croatia to advance as well. So, hats off to them on that. Next game we have, which game? Next game we have Argentina versus Netherlands. This one, for sure, was nerve-wracking for most fans, even neutrals. It was nerve-wracking even for neutrals. I am not an Argentina supporter, but for sure, I support Messi. I'm a big Messi fan, but I'm not an Argentina supporter. For sure, I never wanted Argentina to advance to this stage of the game. I never wanted that. Reason being, as a France supporter, the most fair team I have in this competition is Argentina. Why? Argentina has a story. Their storyline is big. Yes, Morocco's storyline is big, but Morocco do not really necessarily have the quality to cope in the final stages. They don't necessarily have the quality. And it's going to be difficult for them. It's going to be difficult for France as well, but they don't have the quality to cope when it reaches to this level. No one expects Morocco to overthrow Portugal. In the same sense, Portugal had a bit of overconfidence after they defeated Australia. Maybe they scored all their goals in that game. But that is football, people. That is general football. Nevertheless, this Argentina team versus the Netherlands teams, one of the problems is that now, leading up to the game, Louis van Gaal, the coach of Netherlands, he was saying a lot of things. I do believe he was doing that to get to the mindset into the heads of the Argentine player. And it seems that they did because of the reaction, the after effect of the Argentina players who have never seen Messi with such a mean streak before. He was getting really upset. I've never seen him like that. And, y'all know, places like Twitter get into a fit when they see stuff like that. But that is football, people. That is football. Now, when you saw how the Argentina team came out, they came to war. They didn't have no level of friendship on that pitch. Netherlands now, despite all what they said, They're trying to use this reverse psychology thing to soft them up on the pitch. I'm talking to them, but really and truly, they weren't having it. The Argentine players, they weren't having it, none at all. They came out there and they played really, really well. Netherlands got the opportunities as well, nonetheless. But I do believe that that game was more so of an Argentina game. Fortunately, Netherlands got the equalizer. They got the equalizer in the latter stage of the game and pushed the game into the penalty shootout. Now, in the penalty shootout now, we all know Emi Martinez, despite Emi Martinez not a solid penalty goalkeeper in Arsenal. When he moved on, we actually saw maybe he didn't really get the necessary chances, but when he moved on to Aston Villa and played for Argentina, we saw where penalty became a bread and butter for him, i.e. Copa America. If you guys can remember, Copa America people, I think he saved a few penalties in the Copa America competition as well. Maybe about 3 penalties in the Copa America. So you have to be mindful of those things. That is the reason why I said that the leading up to this competition, that is how you understand what is likely to happen and how the teams are going to be played. Now for the Netherlands team now, they have a good unit. I do believe that defensively, despite having Van Dijk, they could have been a lot better. Argentina rip through them too easy sometimes. Maybe there's some coaching aspect of things, but I do believe that Argentina pull them apart too easy. Now, the reason why I am so fearful of Argentina and the start of the competition is if Argentina never lose that game against Saudi Arabia, I do believe they would have lost one of these games that the game that went to penalty. Why? Let me tell you now. Argentina were on a 36 unbeaten run. Going into the World Cup, they were the most informed international team going into the World Cup. That counts for something. I.e., that counts for something. Let me tell you now. When they lost to Saudi Arabia, it was an eye-opener to them that we are on an eye, and our main focus was to break the record. And when they lost that game, it kind of refocused them and said, okay, no. Yes, our main focus is to break the unbeaten record set by an international team. But this is the World Cup. So that loss they lost against Saudi Arabia, it kind of reprogrammed them to say, okay, we are in the World Cup. This is not just an international friendlies or anything. This is the World Cup. This is where we want to be. And when they lost that game, it kind of opened their eyes into what their main aim and their main target is. And that is when you see where they really, really kicked on to our next level. Now, anytime you see a team playing like Argentina and sometimes scraping the results, be very mindful of them. Be very mindful of them. Remember in 2018, in the 2018 World Cup, Argentina and France met in the round of 16. Is it round of 16 or quarterfinals? I think it is quarterfinals. I don't remember, people. If you remember, put in the comment section. And France defeated Argentina 4-3. 4-3. Argentina only lose one game in the group stages, and that was against Croatia. It was against Croatia. Remember now, people. Okay, so Delgy game is at round of 16. They lose one game in the round of 16, in the first round, and it was against Croatia. And the next game that they lost was against France. So right at this present moment, to hold on to the World Cup trophy, those are the two teams who are likely, i.e. with France, who are likely to be in front of them, and it was likely to stop them from holding on to the World Cup. Those are the same two teams who stopped them from not necessarily stop them, but Croatia never really did, but France did. Stop Argentina from going all the way to the finals. And France defeated Argentina. France went straight to the finals, win the World Cup. Guess who? Croatia defeated Argentina, went straight to the finals and lost to France. So both teams went to the final. Now, in football, that tells a story. And let me tell you something, people. As I mentioned earlier in the stream, in football, when there's a story, oh, my battery last long, man. I hope say battery not dead still. In football, when there's a story, there's a tale. And enough of the time the story come to pass. Majority of the time the story tend to come to pass. So that is the reason I said Argentina was the team that I fear most coming to this World Cup. The form that they're in, They are a very cohesive unit. Let me tell you something, people. A team that can break you down in transition, a team that can break you down when you're sitting deep and defend, that team is always dangerous. And they have an X-factor player. X-factor player, X-factor players, people, always will be the difference maker in these games. X-factor players will always be the difference makers in these games. Lionel Messi. Yeah, people are going to say, oh, Lionel Messi walking on the pitch. Lionel Messi this, Lionel Messi that. And the truth is, when you're that good, you don't necessarily need to run. But actually, he's actually working. He's just scanning, understanding what's going on in the field of play. That's what he's doing. For sure, that's what he's doing. And when he gets the ball, clicks, 100% clicks. And there's something likely to happen. Now, and as a France supporter, as I said earlier, Argentina is my main fear. So I'm hoping that Croatia can get the job done. Really hoping that Croatia can get the job done. So I don't necessarily get the opportunity. I don't want to face them in the final. I don't want to face Argentina in the final. I prefer to face Croatia. We defeated Croatia in the final before. I still prefer to face Croatia than Argentina. X-factor players are not players you want to face in finals. All right. Now, let's go over now to the next side of the table, people, where we have France versus England. Interesting matchup. Well, now let's start off with Morocco versus Portugal. That's the first match of the day. Morocco versus Portugal, people. Now, this game was really, really interesting. Rasta said, players who run don't think. Players who think don't run. Dr. Socrates. And Delegame said, him just creating space for others to run into. And most of the time, 2-3 players are close to him. So, yeah. And that's a smart thing to do. That's very much a smart thing to do. Yeah, let's get to the next aspect now. Morocco versus Portugal. For one, I'm being honest, I never necessarily see this coming. The reason why I never saw this coming is because Portugal has an abundance of creative players. Portugal have an abundance of creative players. And let me tell you why. When you look in the Portuguese team, Ruben Neves, Bruno Fernandes, Bernardo Silva, João Felix, they have an abundance of creative players. What does that mean? What does it mean? Let me tell you what happened now, people. Morocco team, they sit back and defend. They sit back and defend. That's how they play. They sit back, defend, catch you on the counter. And if people, a creative team like Portugal, I believe that Portugal has the most creative. I think they have the most creative team. I believe that they have the most creative team in the competition. That midfield is really, really good. When you look at Morocco plays, sit back, sit deep, low block, catch you on the transition. I'm expecting the same Portugal team with so much creative players to break them apart. Because when you play against teams that sit back, you're going to need extra creativity to pull these teams apart. And just a small nick, just something, a small ball over the top, just something to pull these teams apart. Now, a team like Morocco, I thought that Cristiano Ronaldo would be a good option to play against a team like that. Someone who's good inside of the 18-yard box, whip some ball inside, put some crosses in, and he'll get his head on one of them, at least one of them. But when Cristiano Ronaldo came on in the latter stage of the game, that is where we saw where Portugal kind of switch it up a bit. My camera is gone now, people. Let me change the battery. I think we're good now. Yeah, we're good now. We are good now. We are good. Let me set this up back. Yeah. Just put the next battery to charge. Good. So as I was saying, when you have creative players, the abundance of creative players that Portugal had, I had honestly thought that they would have been able to break down the Morocco team. I 100% believe that they could have done that. But unfortunately, they couldn't do so. I believe it's going to be problematic for us as a France. Well, the France team is going to be problematic for them. Reason being, we don't have the amount of creative players like what Portugal has. And they will sit in a low block. A player like Mbappe definitely is a player that utilizes space. He won't get much space against Morocco. But let's see how clinical he is in and around the 18-yard box. Giroud might be pivotal to this. Either here and there can be problematic. Now, Morocco has problem as players that can hurt us. Ziyech, Amrabat, dangerous players. These players can hurt you with the blink of an eye. With the blink of an eye. But I think with a bit of quality, the sheer quality that we have, we can, if we push numbers inside the midfield, I think we can. I think France can get something from that. But back to what I was saying, the Portugal Morocco game, I never thought that Portugal would have lost this game due to the fact that the quantity of creative players that Portugal had. I never saw Portugal losing this game anyhow. I never saw them losing this game because when you have a defensive team, the teams that normally defeated defensive teams are the teams that would have the most amount of creativity, and that's problematic. And if you have that much creativity and you can't break them down, I think it's going to be difficult. I think it's going to be a difficult game for France as well. Now let's move to the next game, people. France versus England. France versus England. Now this one, I'm telling you, let me be clear. I don't like the England team. I don't like them at all. I not one bit. I don't like them. Why? I believe there's too much hype around the England team, for sure. I strongly believe so. It's been coming home for a while, and it's always coming home. And I am so happy when Hurricane, their main man in Hurricane, missed the penalty. I was extremely happy for that. Not only because I'm a France supporter, but because of I know what the English culture is like. And it came to fruition when we saw the big headline in the newspaper speaking about Rashford missed free kick. And it seems as if Rashford was the one who threw away the World Cup for France, for England. When their main man, their captain, their prize bull, prize gem, kicked away their penalty. He chicken out. He really chicken out. And boot the penalty away. And they're going to show the blame on the youngster, Rashford, as if Rashford is the one who did. And Rashford only came on in the maybe 70 or something minutes. And that's one of the main reasons why I really love the fact that they lost. That's one of the reasons why I'm saying when you look at this, I won't even say it. I won't say it, people. I will not say it. But that's one of the reasons why I cannot support a team like that. And I know it's everywhere. It's everywhere. But why is it that blatant? Why is it that blatant? Exactly. Del J Game said, remember Euros. Exactly. Why is it that blatant? They traumatize the youngsters. The Saka, the Rashford. Who else was it? There was one more. And Sancho. And that's how it is. Number one guy said, me like how Brazil dance them way home. Rumor has it that Brazil is still dancing. You hear people? Rumor has it that Brazil is still dancing. That's what I heard. In the latest report, that Brazil is still dancing. So when you look at those things, people, I'm not saying that this aspects of reality, it doesn't exist other places. Yes, it does exist other places, but I'm not sure if it's that blatant. I'm not sure if it's that blatant, and maybe because the media is heavily focused on the Western aspect of things. So maybe that's the reason why we're seeing more so what is happening in England than anywhere else. Because we watch most of our football in England, so we know most of the stars from England. So we see all that's happening there, and definitely. So it was distasteful, really, really distasteful. But that's their culture. That is their culture. Now, as I said, people, that's how the quarterfinal rounds ended up. That is how the quarterfinal rounds ended up. Morocco defeating Portugal. England defeated France. Argentina defeated Netherlands. Croatia defeated Brazil, or sunburned their way back to down in Brazil there. Bangladesh said England was definitely the better team going in my opinion, and they prove it during the game. But love the fact that they lose, and love it more that Kane threw away the game. The better team. They played good. I'm being honest. They played good. They played some good football. But it's important to put the ball in the back of the net. Yeah. And that's what the other teams are doing. They're putting the ball in the back of the net. You have to find ways how to switch it up a bit. I find it strange. Let me tell you where England lose the game. To me, and I'm not an Arsenal, and it's not because I'm an Arsenal fan. I believe that England lost the game when they took off Saka. It's not me being because I'm an Arsenal fan. But Saka was their most fearful outlet. And they took him off. He was the one winning fouls in dangerous areas. He was going at defenders. And Southgate pulled him. And that's what happened. Karum said, how it's so quiet when Kane missed the penalty. I'm glad Saka never kicked that penalty. May I tell Karum, me happy on him. Del J Gaming said Saka was so creative. Del J Gaming said Argentina versus Morocco final. Predicted, I think it's going to be Argentina-France. Number one guy said Messi carrying Argentina to World Cup semis. And Ronaldo carrying Portugal to the airport now. Look at the run of play. The most effective player for Portugal this World Cup campaign is actually Bruno Fernandes. He's the most vital player in their team, and he has done a lot. And I don't like Manchester United. I'm saying that blatantly. I don't really like Manchester United because they're my rivals. Nothing is wrong with that. But I do believe that Bruno Fernandes was the MVP for Portugal in this campaign. I 100% believe so. Yes, we understand Gomez came on and shed some light, but I believe for Portugal this season, it is Bruno Fernandes who is the main man. I strongly believe so. Can be wrong though. Number one guy said feedback to Sterling, man. One who went home to issue, fly back to Qatar just to go back home. He has the money, so he can spend it, he can charter the flight. Rasta Saint said, member say Barnes should have started in 1986 for England against Argentina, and then bench him, and him come on and warm it up. BRR Antoine said, only thing Ronaldo do is score a penalty. He didn't even create any chance. Yeah. The main man was Fernandes. I have to be honest. Rasta said Sterling not general man, just England certainly sketch him. Number one guy said, yes, Bruno Fernandes did well this World Cup. Yeah man, he really stamped some class. Hey, he's a really good player now. I'm being honest, he's a really good player. Karim Hughes said Robert at the fine at the World Cup for France so far. Fine, no man. Rabiot is an experienced player now. And for one, initially I never wanted Rabiot to go, but he has done well. And me know one group and me and them cuss me and say, boy, Rabiot not deserve it there. And them I say, hey, well this season. He's doing really, really well this season. And I say, you know what? Watch him do. Let me have a really good look at him and see what he's doing in the World Cup. And for sure, he has been really, really good. He has been really, really good, people, and I love his performance so far. And I can categorically say that I was wrong. I was definitely wrong in that aspect. And that's just a part of it still. And that's just a part of it. Sometimes we get it really, really wrong. Russell Frost Navelli said Frost Navelli said Messi World Cup this. Rasa said Bruno Abala, but Cristiano come take him shine at Manu. Then Portugal make the thing flop. And Portugal I made the thing flop. Yeah, you know, sir. If you check it out since Ronaldo arrived at Manchester United, you see Bruno kind of fade away and the performance drop. BR Antoine said Ronaldo mentality towards football went from his son died. He's still a legend. Time for retire now. One Messi. Which one is son died? The younger one, right? The younger one. Oh, I don't remember. I don't remember which one. I think the younger one. Yeah. It take a real toll on him, man. I think it's the right time for him to step away. I think it's the right time for him to step away and said, that's it, and just call it that. Rasa said, Messi come take me top 4 spot from Zidane this World Cup. 1 Maradona, 2 Pele, 3 Ronaldo, 4 Messi, 5 Zidane. That's it. So question. Because Messi now surpassed Maradona. Messi surpassed Maradona in goals scored for Argentina on international scale. And he also surpassed Maradona for goals scored in the World Cup. In Rasta Saint, him surpassed Maradona and everything now. Everything except the World Cup. So, Rasta Saint, if Messi should win the World Cup this time, what we're going to put him? Andre Nicholson said twins of them died in birth. Oh. Twins. Oh, one of them died. Oh, I see. Yeah, that's harsh. That's tough. Maradona score more knockout goals. What? So you use knockout goals now, but Maradona score more goals than Maradona same way. Yes, Maradona score more knockout goals, but he score more goals. In scoring at the knockout in the group stages, I think he's scoring around 16. Let me see. Let me check. Let me check, people. I'm checking. How many games has Messi played relative to Maradona? Remember that Messi have longevity over most of them. Messi has longevity, so automatically he will play more. Can't be Messi fault that Maradona couldn't keep fit. Okay, so he didn't score in the. Okay, so the group stage he scored that. Score 1 night group stage against Mexico. He scored 2. Round of 16. He scored 1. That's 3. Quarterfinals. So that's 4. So Messi score in out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 match. Out of 5 match Argentina play, Messi score 4 in 4 of them. So that's 1 assist, 2 goals, 3 goals, 2 assists. Four goals, 2 assists. A 6-goal contribution in a 5 game. And it's good enough, people. Raphael Beckford said, therefore, you cannot make such comparison. Quick count and defend them feeling life. Maradona, only man who knock out every country who win World Cup. Germany and England in 1996, Uruguay, Brazil, and Italy. That's how you spell GOAT. If you knock out on team. So that means like how Croatia knock out Brazil then. Like how Croatia knock out Brazil, you have to give Magic a spot for your top 5 then. every country who ever win. But my word, man. Come on, man. You have to go, you have to go get Croatia top prize then. You have to go give Croatia top prize then. You have to go give them top prize then. No other man knock out every other World Cup winner except Diego. Rasta saying, let me tell you something, Rasta saying. You see, World Cup competition, I don't think World Cup competition is where you use to justify who is the GOAT, you know. You can't use World Cup to justify who is the GOAT, you know. You cannot use that, man. That not carry no water. Rafael Beckford said, comparing Maradona and Messi is comparing night and day. Maradona is far better than Messi. Alright, so no problem. That's your opinion. No problem. I beg to differ. The reason why I beg to differ is because you listen to former players of former players who play with Maradona, even Maradona himself. If you listen to them, you'd realize. You hear what they have to say about it. Listen to the players who play with Maradona. Only World Cup justified GOAT. Oh. I am young, so if you saw Diego, you would understand. Listen. Of course, watch it. Rafael, that can't be a fact. That can't be a fact. Let me tell you why it can't be a fact. So you're going to say Maradona far better than Messi. That's an opinion. Let me tell you what's not a fact. Numbers, we can have opinion about numbers. We can have opinion about players. But we cannot have opinion about numbers. Numbers are facts. Maradona juggle ball 50 times with him back heel. Who else can do that? You never see some freestyler? Look like you now watch a freestyler them. I have not seen Maradona. Just to see him as some people, no people don't say Pele. And I have Pele. The people who watch Pele, I go say Pele. The people who watch Maradona, I go say Maradona. Who watch Messi, I go say Messi. Who watch Zidane, I go say Zidane. Exactly. Listen. From former players, watch interviews them, watch former players. Listen, it's not my opinion. It's not what I'm saying. I'm using what former players, teammates of Maradona, said about Messi. Coaches who watch Maradona as well. Some of the best coaches in the world of football who can ever talk about, who watch both Pele and Maradona. Rasta saying, ever see freestyler kick ball 20 yards in the air and juggle? Of course. Rasta saying, what's he saying? Go on Joga Bonita freestylers them. Go on Joga Bonita freestylers them. I see. Some crazy stuff so some freestyler do right now. You'd never believe you want to how them manipulate the ball like that. And when numbers are crunched properly, that's when they don't tell a lie. Alright, i.e. Let's go to numbers. Messi scored more World Cup goals than Maradona. Messi fly past Maradona and most goals scored for Argentina. Fly past all them, so, Maradona and all that. The amount of goals that Messi scored, Maradona not even come close. Not even come close. So basically, no, so then football nowadays no make no sense basically like back then. So when I say still no basically, what football I watch right now is nowhere as good as back in the 90s them. Despite all the advancement in technology, despite everything periodization coming in, the new mechanism, players stop eat certain way, players start live certain lifestyle, certain dietitian, what they can live longer. And you tell me say football back then far superior to football I watch right now. I find that very, very hard to believe. And Rasta saying said man like Diego different. Diego was the best in the world and the man never even trained. Exactly. So if you don't train and you're best in the world, what I tell about the opposition them? Rasta said if a man don't train and the man best in the world, what does that say about the opposition them? Ryan HOR said MG cannot compare back then with now. Only football, not only football, everything else. Era different. I agree. And I do believe that football has advanced. Football has advanced than what we see back then. Defenders get better. Defenders back then just run for come kick you down. Now you have defenders who are defending goal and not just run for come take you out of the game. They are defending goal. He was an alien and everybody know that. I want to see Maradona do well with Willie Caballero in goal. Or Ingwine a strike. I see one answer still now. I defend the ball still. Nothing wrong with that. MG, everything has advanced. RN said, everything advanced. I 100% believe that as well. Every single thing in every aspect of football in modern time has advanced. Periodization, intensity, tempo, physique. Even the ball get advanced. Every single detail. So something. And let me tell you something. If Rasta said if Messi got to West Ham and win Premier League, then we see. Diego made Napoli. Jano Star. If Messi got to you don't want Messi at his age right now, 35-year-old, go to West Ham. For West Ham winning Premier League. Come on, Rasta said, man. Come on. Balda said Messi is untouchable in any era, just like Diego. Defenders are way better now, but the game was a lot dirty back then. More hard tackles. Yeah, but if a man come in 100 miles per hour, you don't beat him easy. And if you're good enough, you beat him easy. Easy, you beat him. Alright, so back then we have big back TV, as the RN said. Now we have flat screen TV. We have a TV now with hand as mobile phone. If Maradona in current football, he would be in championship football. No. I think Maradona will be playing at the top pinnacle, same way. Because talent is talent. Talent is talent, no matter where you go. Talent is talent. Messi can't dribble, Diego had to jump, different football. Harder back then. Harder? Yeah, because man I come from broke you up. But in the idea, if you beat one man, you're gone towards the goal. Because everybody around for going to jump off of you. Once you're skill enough, you're gone. Easy. You score easier. Goalkeepers, I don't think goalkeepers were at the pinnacle at that point in time. Reaction time and everything, all them kind of something. No, different, man. It is different. And Russell says the only thing Diego could not make a football do is talk. West Ham don't need Messi. West Ham need Jesus to do that. But Russell said, listen. Let me explain to you, Russell said. Let me say this, right? If you go back to when you play football, when you look at play football, and you know where you know now, do you think you'd be better? If you care about the knowledge and the technical ability back then, of course it'll be better. MG, we need to stop comparing the eras. No, already that not gonna stop. A football is comparison in football is inevitable. It's a must. You will find comparison. I'll say go. Anyways, people. So we have covered every aspect of the quarterfinals. Semi-finals, I'm gonna say, people. For the semi-finals, I'm going to say France-Argentina finals. I think it's going to be France-Argentina finals. So that's what I'm looking at. France-Argentina finals. Let me go close the poll. Alright, so this is what happened. This is what the poll said. The biggest disappointment for the quarterfinals of the Qatar FIFA 2022 World Cup are Brazil exit 85%, Portugal exit 9%, England exit 2%, Netherlands exit 2%. A total of 41 votes. I'm seeing big up. Me I try to get link unseen. I'm just drop a link in the comment section unseen. Um, unseen the link in the comment section, man. Raheem Forever said, Argentina Morocco finals. That would be interesting. That would be interesting. People are going to say, boy, Argentina get a easy route to the finals. That's what I go hear them say. Argentina get a easy route to the finals. Rasta said Messi had Neymar, Suarez, Xavi, Iniesta, Aguero. Diego just had Garcia. But so we are saying now. So we are saying. Them ball better than the ball back then? You Rasta Saint? Are you saying that these players right now, the Neymar, the Messi, the Neymar, the Suarez, and the Iniesta, Aguero, they are better than the players that were Maradona was playing with? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? Big up Ansi, no I go on, bro. Me have life, so me I go and give thanks, you know.
Yeah, man. Big up to the people in the comment section. Respect to military going and keep doing the work and keep setting the bar high for co-worker like me. You understand me? Yeah, man. Respect, respect on that. Saying it, so far military. We like how the company go so far.
You like where to go? Which team you carry, by the way? Before we go there.
Which team? We should do that a long time from 1998. Me I carry them.
France?
Yeah, man.
Oh, so alright, that means I made up on the same boat.
My mother and father usually carry them, so they dress me up in France gears and them thing there.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So I always I carry them.
So me ask that question. Out of all the teams you see so far, what are the biggest upset you see so far? We never expect can it happen?
The biggest upset,
Mm-hmm.
I think, the biggest upset to me are the Brazil and then England next. Brazil and England next.
Brazil and England
Brazil,
exit.
then England, and then Portugal. Yeah.
Ooh.
I know Portugal team hype up, Brazil team hype up too. England worse hype up.
Alright.
Yeah.
Me could start off with the Croatia Brazil. What do you think went wrong for Brazil?
Tactically, the coach got it wrong, and just the same thing aren't them. I think the same thing aren't them. Military
Mm-hmm.
with the game when they play against Senegal. Senegal allow them. No, mistake. I make mistake with the team. Then sorry. This no, I make mistake with Senegal versus England. Sorry. So what I try to say is that you have to learn to break down play, right? You have to learn to break down play. For example, fouling them. Them call them tactical foul. Yeah. So I think Brazil they never that. Just the one break, just the one break. Casemiro should have fouled Magic. The goal no score.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So some sort of simple detail. Where we are blame the coach for everything, but the players have to take responsibility because them on the field, not true.
True.
Yeah, so we think them lose the game there in terms of game management. You understand the game management. They score. And also even that too, they just want to pass the ball and the goal. What about shots outside the box?
That's for the Argentine, the Brazil team, right?
Right. What I'm saying with these teams, military is that they want to pass the ball on the goal. The big teams. They want to throw them up this creative player.
That's not like Spain, man. Right now, some team that will make a quarter amount of passes of Spain making a competition now.
In a 5 match.
Not 5 match. Not even quarter amount of game, amount of passes them. All right, so when we look on it in perspective, I strongly believe that Brazil went into that game with a bit of arrogance.
Well, the coach, Croatia smart, you know him though. Him talk on the behalf of Brazil only. So him give Brazil the edge in the interview and put down team using psychology.
Mm-hmm.
So what him said in an interview is that Brazil, if you look at Brazil team, Brazil has these players are world class, the third best in the world, and really, and my team. Not saying that my team cannot win, but my team have to play very tactical and real. I'm gonna give Brazil all the praise in the Brazil. So you know the media swing with Brazil now,
yeah,
right?
That's a swing there.
Right, this media swing with Brazil now. And then you look back on the statistics from history, head to head, they played 4 games before this one, and Brazil win 3 and draw 1. You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
Man to man, if you put the players together, man to man, Brazil players would be better than them based on the media. Because nobody in the Brazil midfield better than Magic to me. You understand me? Nobody in the midfield better than Magic to me.
No.
But the media going to put them over in Kaima 37. And then going to put them over Kovacic also, which people don't know that Kovacic very
good midfielder
in the Croatia team.
But in experience, really good midfielder with a lot of experience, a body of experience.
People don't know that. So at the end of the day, military, the coach's very smart for Croatia.
All right. Let me tell you how Brazil lose the match. First, I think the first thing me appropriate is arrogance. There was a bit of arrogance on Brazil's side that, hey, are we at the talk of the tournament? Are we everybody watch? We are samba, we enjoy ourselves, we play football, we play good football and such. But when you look at the Croatia team, they have one of the best midfield in the competition. They have one of the best midfield in the competition. And what Croatia did really, really well was to dictate the football.
The pace.
They dictate the pace of the game. They dictate the tempo of the game. They had control over the full 120 minutes. Yes.
Brazil playing them favor too with the slow passing.
Mm-hmm.
You will look on it. Every time Brazil get the ball, them slow it down. If the Croatia just take time, waz themselves back and just keep the black.
Mm-hmm.
The Brazilian them don't play the ball fast.
No.
The match I use creative to take on 1v1 all the while.
But that you know, so that is not the come the ball style. Come the ball a quick transition, you know. High tempo.
Something wrong with them tactics then. Or the coach or teacher.
That could be it. Because no, when we look at Argentina. Alright. So Anthony, that's when at the start of the competition, I have Argentina. I have Argentina as favourites. Me hope people say Brazil, people say France. And the reason why I have Argentina as favourites is because the win record of Argentina start the competition with. They were unbeaten in 36 games. Looking to hit the record. And when they lose again, they know it takes them back to say, okay, they have now come to the realization that we're now in the World Cup. It's not the same unbeaten run we're on. We're now in the World Cup. And that beating when they lose against Saudi Arabia was a reprogramming beating they get. To put them back on track. And during the same 36 unbeaten run, they have defeated almost every team that participates in this World Cup. The last team they defeated in the big competition was Brazil themselves. The same Brazil people that have met knives over them, have danced and a pick like a bird, like a pigeon. and they defeated them in the the Copa America final. So, what I'm saying is this. If you look at Argentina team, we are going to look at them individually. Individually, we'll look on them. Like, we're going to look and say, boy, Otamendi is not a good defender. Tagliafico is not the best left back, even though it's good. Ramirez is not the best. Looking at the midfield, boy, DePaul, all in do a run up and down. But what we're not looking at, what most people are not looking at, is collectively they play very, very good collectively. And just as we look at the Brazil team, that Brazil team, big names on paper individually. But if you watch them collectively, it's all about individual brilliance. Individual brilliance, they win most of them game. Yes, they will make one and two goals via utilizing tiki-taka passes. But individual brilliance kind of carry them over the line most of the games. People not looking at that. People don't really understand that aspect of football. To them, it's strictly, especially Jamaicans, most of the world, the entertainment factor. What are they doing? How they make me feel? And because they make me feel a particular way, let me swing with that motion. And that's not how that's not really how football is. That's not how football is, and that is where they went wrong. And for me, same way, I still have Argentina as in my perspective as favorites to win this competition. Two things: the farm they're in. Remember, I know in the last much games they play, last 40 games they play, they only lose one. Only lose one, and that's against Saudi Arabia. Because after they lose, then they went on winning again, They went on winning again. So they only lose one. So that's an immaculate form. And guess what? Are the same players consistently going over. They have a steady team. Biggest factor, they have an X factor player. And we all know it got unseen when you have an X factor player in your team.
Military. You see an X factor player. X factor player can carry to the well, but him can't make a drink. Can't force him a drink. You see it in the schoolboy football with they know we're a title. Although them have the X factor player.
Mm-hmm.
So they come down to the nitty gritty. Bridging. So they come down to who want it the most. You have to have a team of players who different players can get it done for you at any given time. That's the one player thing. You understand me? Now, Messi are going to have a problem because 8 yellow card Argentina. People now look for that 8 yellow card man and get out that one.
No, going into the semi-finals, they must scrap in individual one card.
They mean a serious problem. So if them get one more.
No, remember saying for the World Cup, the rule in the World Cup is that if you have one card going to the semi-finals, they scrap it.
Oh, say go?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think I want me hear it.
Make sure I say go.
Yeah, man, I'm supposed to say go, man.
Card follow them to semi-final.
No, man, you don't follow them, man. Once you break semi-finals, you don't follow you.
So the card when them get to the quarterfinal don't follow you for semi-final?
I don't think so.
That don't make no sense.
I don't think so.
That don't make no sense. Because 2 yellow card in out.
Maybe listen, some of the comment section who have the rule book bring it up in, but I think that's the case. Let me type it up right now.
Somebody find it out. I would need to know that because
man.
Argentina we are in a serious problem because I hate players. That shows that's like comment. I know other men they will keep down somebody in the Croatia match. You move out FIFA. But sure that because I'm a madman. Right? And you have other players there who have card. But I know I will keep them because they play very rough, they play very physical, Argentina play physical.
Alright, yeah, I have a rule in front of me now. This is how I see it.
Go on.
FIFA World Cup, do yellow cards get carried over to semi-finals and finals? There has been many occasions in the FIFA World Cup when a player had to miss out a crucial games after they pick up a yellow card too many. So I'm missing now. Among many things teams have worried over the FIFA World Cup, a major concern is yellow cards and subsequent player suspension when they accumulated. There have been instances where players have been forced to sit out a crucial game after picking up a yellow card too many. Thomas Muller couldn't feature in Germany's semi-finals defeat against Spain in the 2010 World Cup due to multiple yellow cards over the previous game. It is humiliating 7-1 defeat to Germany in. Big up Andrew 55 for the super chat. My respect, bro. Let me see. Brazil was missing the services. Okay. This according to FIFA Cup guidelines. 2020 Cup. If a player received 2 caution yellow cards in 2 different matches, he will be automatically suspended from his team subsequent matches. In case of a direct or indirect red card, he will be automatically suspended from his team's subsequent match. In addition, further punishments can be imposed in case of a direct red card, depending on the severity of action, which will be led to dismissal. Will the yellow cards be carried over from the group stage? Yes, yellow card will be carried over from group stage. It means that a player who already has a yellow card from the group stage can get suspended for the quarterfinal with a caution in the round of 16, or be suspended for the semi-final with a yellow card in the quarterfinals. But pending yellow cards will be carried over from quarterfinals to semi-finals, meaning a yellow card in its last 4 will not result in a suspension to the final. Oh! Alright, listen, hear that unseen? Let me read that again. But pending yellow cards will not be carried over from quarterfinals to semi-finals.
Where you go?
Pending yellow cards from quarterfinals. So if you get a yellow card before the quarterfinals, it won't affect you after quarterfinals and semi-finals going forward.
Oh, so if I get one before.
Yeah, if you get one night semis and you get one night, if you get one night quarter and semis, yeah, you affect your night finals. But anything before the quarterfinals won't affect you.
So Argentina team in a problem them because they have 8 yellow card. Eh?
Yeah, man, they have 8 card. So
they in a problem, not you?
Yeah, man, not a problem, not of course.
That a problem. You know them are going to play hard again against them. So the coach is in a problem right now. He'd hurt it.
Serious problem too.
Yeah, man, he made a hurt him, man. So are them something that we have to look on though, before we can say
them are going to play. If them are going to play hard, them are going to play a bit reserve. Or them are going to approach the game.
Messi alone cannot do it, brother. Messi alone cannot do it. 11 man up on the field. Last time, Messi trying best hold that goal. He go in. But me I tell you, say him alone cannot do it. You have to look on a team where have multiple players. But we like when time people go against the team still, because everybody right out France. Even you right out France.
No, I'm a France supporter.
Me stick with France from ever since, because France to me individually from all departments on the field, we have better players in our competition.
I think we're midfield weak. I think we're midfield weak.
Midfield weak. Midfield don't weak.
You watch a game against England?
Midfield only. Midfield weak.
No matter if you watch a game against England.
No, that's how France play. That's our tactics. I wouldn't say that we are weak.
No, but you know that England dominate we.
England teams always dominate France from we don't have Kante and them teams. Right now the group stage team are dominate. They must score upon me. Because I saw we have to play, because we don't have the top in, we don't have the coach now trust them to play a different far way. You understand me?
You think it's worrying?
Eh?
You think it's worrying?
No, you know worrying, because one of the thing is with the players and them trust themselves outscoring other teams.
I'm tell you what my concern about. As much as we have so much good defenders on the pitch, be concerned in how we play some of the games them. So far, through the entire World Cup, only one game we play. Let me tell you. So far in our World Cup, we play every match we play, we concede.
Yeah, man, we concede because that's how we play.
I am concerned about that. And look what happened when we go up against a good team. So we concede against Poland. We could have conceded 2 against England. We concede against Denmark. We concede against Australia.
Look on the goal them we score and look on the chance they will create. Look on it.
Yeah, but people are create chance against you as well, and we are concede. I mean like that.
Yeah, but man, we have a concede because we don't have the best defenders. You don't understand what I want.
No, man, joke. I make one of the best defenders in the commission.
We don't have the better. Look, my boy, they are hurted on the back, you know.
Who?
I must give a goal, no, man. The black boy, we don't remember him name.
Upper Makana?
Yeah.
No, man, Upper Makana general, bro. Yes, are you having problems? What a
I
bro?
pass the ball to the Englishman.
Yo, we have the best defenders them in a World Cup.
We
France have
can't
the
have best
best
defense. We
defenders
can't
them
have
in
the
a World
best
Cup.
defense and have so much goal as score power.
Then that matters. I am worried because if we have these quality defenders and we still concede goals, that is problematic.
Because they might make too much mistake. A mistake goal make England score power. Yeah. Mistake, you know. Mistake, you know. Mistake, we give it 2 penalty, you know. Mistake, you know. Because I don't know what Erdan is like a madman.
Yo, look on the defender them we have. William Saliba, bench at man depan. Benjamin Pavard, bench at man depan. Ibrahim Kanouté, bench at the man depan. Axel Diassi, bench in depan. Who in depan the field now? Kunde, Varane, Upper Makana. Bro, these are defense that we have the best defenders in the world right now.
But you say, alright. You have to be very specific, though. Best defender in terms of.
Bro, natural, just be quality. I want the best defenders in the world unseen.
Not in the competition, but in the world. Not
in the world, bro. In the world. I want the best defenders in the world. Alright, tell me 3 defenders that anyone I defend well.
Statistics don't show that they are the best defender.
That means that collectively something might be wrong with the team.
No, it's not collectively. Certain defenders doing something wrong. Look at what the same centre back they're doing. Man pass the ball again, enough time we are attacking them, we are pass the ball and they man just give it the ball. So. No reason at all. We could have lead up to goal, that's why England not good enough.
Bro, yo, if you look at the teams them go defend and then play for, brother. If you look at the teams them go defend and play for.
Stop looking for a name. I say name not play football.
I don't name that, brother. Let me ask you something. If you are 24-year-old and start for Bayern Munich as a centre back, you must go down.
Eh?
If you are start for Bayern Munich centre back, you must go down.
You must do something else.
Upper Makana, same one that they say dash away. Varane, Champions League back at Champions League.
I understand what I'm saying. I never say him can't play and him not good enough. But I say in this competition, he's not up to par. That's what I'm saying. In this competition, he's not up to par. He's a good defender.
You were a problem now, Unseen. Let me ask you something, Unseen. If you have a team, are your frontliner Mbappe, Messi, and Ronaldo, and you play 4 games, and in 4 games you only score 1 goal, let me ask you a question. Fundamentally, something wrong there, sir.
Yeah, man.
Why?
Because them not scoring.
You can't have them the gunman there and not one man now fire upon target.
Right.
So something wrong there, sir. And then the players them, it can't be the players them.
It can't be the players them and them on the field, bro.
Oh, come on, man. Unseen.
Who you going to blame? The coach? You blame the coach?
Unseen.
Tactics to go to score.
So, you know, you can't blame the coach. Nah, man, coach have to take blaming for that, man.
How you going to blame the coach for that?
Coach have to take blaming for that, man.
You're going to blame the coach for that?
If you're not set up a team to create enough chances per game, the team now scoring a goal.
They say use the pattern and score goal. The pattern I'm teaching actually, use them and score goal. If a team play low block, kick them from the 18-yard box and see if they can get a rebound.
I think about it. You have Messi in your team and you have Ronaldo in your team and Mbappe. And your team play a low block system. As a coach, I don't know score. You don't think you have to coach if you have a problem with that? And you know your coach are wrong there, so.
You have to fix, you have to try to put in a different individual to try to come and create something.
But you're not changing the low block system.
That's the tactical thing I can do.
No, but Messi, if you wouldn't change the low block system.
What do you mean? No, I think you asked me a question.
Alright, let me tell you. You have an R. Like France team right now. There's no need for France to play a low block. Because the defender have all them tall, physical and fast. Every single one of them about 6'1" and then quick. Then cover ground. 6'1" cover ground, quick, physical, fast, good 1v1 defenders. You don't need to play so deep. You have a defense like that, you can push forward. You can push forward, at least close to half line. And then now you have the likes of Mbappe, Giroud, Dembele and Griezmann within and around the 18-yard box. And then the man, that's you want them man there to be. And strong possibility, you're the more likely to get some goals from them there, so because them are the danger zone, them are zone 14, where I feed them bread and butter there. So if you have a strike force and not now go on for them, you push them closer to the goal then.
Me just not see how people put Argentina over France, but we like it still because them
No,
actually put every
I me do it. I me do it. Answer. I me do it.
them actually put every team over France. I like it. They even put England over France. Enough people I say France dead, you know. I'm saying to them, hey, watch me now, man. One thing you know about France, them know for grind the result but in them position here. Them can angle pressure. Them can angle pressure. You see how Mbappe laugh over kid. Mbappe laugh. Mbappe laugh. Mbappe say, what is? What kind of this? I can't get the opportunity I miss it.
Hurricane choke, no.
But what I say to you is that France can hold them pressure. And them believe in themselves. See if the people score upon France, France believe say them could have come.
I want to win it back, you know. I want to win it back. I really want to win it back, but I'm fearful, bro. I tell you the truth, I'm fearful.
You're fearful of what? I want this brother, anybody come dead.
Brother, you have to remember, you see though, I can't talk as confident as you. Because yesterday...
You know why I talk confident? The way how them attacking force confident. And the midfield confident. Not the best midfield what we would want, but they are playing a quality game. The midfield playing well.
Yes, if we have Kante and Pogba, done.
That's your worry about because the name you work with.
No, man. Because the quality of the man they play for the national team.
Yeah, but when them play, remember, the big name player, them play in a Euro and get beat up, you know. So you have to look on that in context, you know, Bridget. Now, we have to understand sometimes certain things happen for a reason. The coach would have them big name players and them not perform and don't want to take them off the field. Now, him have some young youth now, who him have to give the material for go out there for do the work. And them do the work. And him say, John Star, you know, say, boy, them do the work though. So we have to just work with the tactics where we are going to work that we are change, you know. You understand? In a film brain, him know say, me not going to have a problem based on him not have the quality player them have. No, Giroud surprise the world. Giroud starts score. These are plus in the Virgin. Them they are plus with France, you know. Giroud scored a goal in the last World Cup in the Virgin. I know him a score. At first, me I say Griezmann attack us in my life.
Attack our work.
First, me I say Dembele not have a good game offensively, but defensively. Him have a wonderful game defensively, but people just grade him on the offensive play only.
Yeah, man. I like how the team play. I love how the team play.
Look on Dembele game defensively. Them couldn't pass down the line so easy. I want man not know what attacking in Mbappe. Two, the team rule of when he get the ball, and Mbappe run past the fastest wing back in the world.
Sitting there. When you man
Kyle Walker. Show him say, hey, yeah, baby, go inside. Run past him, you know.
Mbappe quick man.
The foul they're running too late, brother.
Mbappe quick freeling. Really quick.
The foul they're running late, that is late. Guy moved the ball across his goal nice, you know, man. You know, oh, him not that, you know, man. You see me?
Yeah. I agree.
The France team is well put together. And the coach do a wonderful job in terms of using them. They don't have the big name players, but the youth, them believe in themselves and them psychologists. It's the psychologists that we have groomed them for the game them and I talk to them and do certain things with them. Great man, great brother. Yo, if you teach man how to win, not easy, you know. The mental thing in the region. How to hold pressure, you know.
Me not say no easy for real, man. You know easy.
France have a whole pressure yesterday.
But me tell you, England play really good. Me never expect England to play so good. Thought it'd be one of them easy little walk through there. But I have to give credit. Hey, the Saka, cheese, you not kill me. And I run Theo to wreck. And I run Theo Hernandez and I run him to wreck to rotted. We couldn't contain him, but me love it's when time I saw get take off Saka. And that's when I started celebrate. I said, then done you know. Some people say so get no good, you know.
Yeah, Saka really had some good things. But you are the problem now with them now. Them get some shots out of the box, but they're not purposeful. Like I like rebound and them things and them kick from out of the box. You see what Germany do.
The rebound?
one get one and unleash it in the back of the net for France, brother. Pick for the dive and can't touch it.
About me to say, you are gone. You see, one time I say, alright, that's how, as I say, Arcade need a cause some problem. I love the fact that we transition in midfield. I like, alright, so Rabiot was pivotal. In movement
What?
in across the midfield, kind of, is way and shield the defense, kind of, maybe like that, and I'm heavily involved in the attacking build up as well. But I thought we give them too much possession. We hand over too much possession to them. Them get comfortable and growing a game easy.
That's how we play.
Yeah,
That's
that's
how
how you
we
go
play.
say.
That's how we play. Me not like it, but that's how we play. I'm just say, yo, we get result out of it, so I'm confident with it.
All me can say, big up Southgate to take off Saka. You use that from open pressure off away, and you kind of push Theo forward, and then now you know say the game start become more France dominated. I love that, love that. So keep doing how you do it, Southgate. Hopefully England will have the same way.
See France for a free kick and them thing that would be dangerous for a free kick in origin.
No, because we have free kick takers. We have a lot of free kickers.
No,
You're
man,
going
that-
unseen. I have to cut it now because I have to set up myself. I have to go out the Major League game, Cedar Grove, and I can't find it.
See that group, that's streaming live.
Cedar Grove and wait a man.
Which white up there?
Over Cedar Grove with a play.
Oh, see that group.
Yeah. What I fit over fit them feel.
Okay, over Alpha Field.
Alpha no man.
Oh, yeah.
Cedar
Remember
Grove
Alpha.
Estate football field.
See that group, estate.
Yeah man, now over sitting that over we can go over Portmore, yeah.
I don't even know.
But yo bro,
No,
me cut you now so big up in a massive respect for command. People in the comment section. Blessings, this is just a little bit of the quarterfinals rundown of what happened. Good discussion. Unseen come had a lot of value to the program as well. Respect that. Huge respect. So big up Unseen, you don't know. People we Unseen are covering things from long time now, people. So make sure you support him, people. Make sure you support him. Long time we work together. Long time we all work together. So people, massive respect. Big up people. See you guys again. Until next time. MG Sports TV people. We are out.
Oh.